Oh, finally we got that old music back. Welcome live inside the Al Roker studio for the newest episode of Sports Talk. And as always, I'm Jacob Bradley, joined by Kyle Jebediah Spizak and somebody who looks absolutely nothing like Garrett Chan. Who is this mystery man we have sat here,
No, this
Kyle?
is my boy Garrett.
Yeah, it's woo-wee, right?
Oh.
Woo-wee. Say it.
Oh,
No, it's Alex
Brooks.
Oh, my goodness. What is
director.
Let's go.
What is this?
It is our
Let's-
director, Alex Brooks.
Yep.
Alex Brooks
Yeah.
is here.
He is here. I mean, we want to, first of all, want to send a little bit of well wishes to Garrett Chan, feeling a
Yes.
little under the weather today. But you know what, guys? Per usual, going to be an absolute banger of an episode, of course.
Yeah.
Alex Brooks is here. So,
Yeah.
Alex, obviously, despite our apparent changes, we're going to have to stick around because it's
Yeah,
going to be a good
I mean-
one. So let's start off with baseball. As usually, I'd throw it over to Garrett, but I guess because of these changes, I guess we're going to have to go to Alex
Yeah,
Brooks.
I guess I'll do the best I can here.
All right.
Thanks, Jacob. The news broke last night as legendary first baseman and future first ballot Hall of Famer Albert Pujols has returned to the place he began his career, the St. Louis Cardinals. Pujols will be playing for the Birds for the first time since their 2011 World Series victory over the Texas Rangers. In his time with the Cards, Pujols slugged 445 home runs alongside 1,329 career RBIs. Jacob, I start with you. How good must this reunion feel if you're a Cardinal fan?
Well, hey, good job, first of all. Way to blow expectations out of the water.
I
Attaboy.
appreciate it.
Maybe we don't need Garrett back anymore. But
no.
hey, no, either way, Albert Pujols going back to the Cardinals, it's just a feel-good story, isn't it? Like, you know, he's one of the greatest Cardinals of all time, one of the greatest hitters of all time. I feel like he just goes under the radar. I think people just assume that because of his more recent years with the Angels, maybe they haven't exactly been up to the standard. But keep in mind, this is a standard that was 320, 50 homers, 130 RBIs. This is one of the greatest players in the modern era, Kyle, and it's just so good to finally see him back with the Cardinals.
Yeah, it really is a nice homecoming to see. You always love that when any player who has, you know, they spend a ton of time in one area, most of the big years of their career, move, and then they come back. It's always a great homecoming story. I remember growing up watching him as a kid, and it was a fantastic time watching him in the Cardinals.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, exactly, guys. And as the free agency moves and spring training start to wind down, we inch closer and closer to opening day. 9 days left to be exact. 18 teams are slated to take the field on April 7th, starting off with the greatest rivalry in sports as puny Boston Red Sox
That's not what it says.
take on
is
some
what it says.
big guns from New York, the New York Yankees, 27-time World Series champion. I'll start with you, Kyle. What games are you most looking forward to watching?
It's not what it says.
I don't even think it's a question. You already know. Like you said, 27, baby. Gonna make it 28 this year. We're going Yankees all season. I cannot wait to see the Yankees blow the Boston. I don't even know what to call the Red Sox. They're just
Puny Sox.
Puny Sox?
Puny Sox.
Dirty
That's lame.
Sox.
That's
They're the
cheap.
Dirty Sox.
That's
the
cheap.
Boston Dirty Sox.
Throw
They're
your
just
socks
gonna
in
get your team's gonna get thrown in the hamper. You're nothing compared to us.
That's real
upper
cheap.
class, upper echelon New York Yankees fans. Your little brother. You'll never reach 27.
That's really cheap. I just want to say that. That's not what the teleprompter said at all. I worked a long day to try to make sure that everything was perfect in that teleprompter, and I didn't realize that our guest on the show would be one to absolutely throw it away. But yeah, of course, I'm looking forward to Red Sox and Yankees.
Yeah. All right, sounds good. Well, guys, I know it's not even April, but I feel like this is a question that needs to be asked so we can look back at the end of season 3 and realize how stupid we all were.
Yeah.
That is, if we're all still friends by then.
That's
so,
true.
fellas, what team are you guys choosing as an early World Series favorite? Kyle, I'll start with you.
You already know. It's very biased, extremely biased. Hometown heroes, Bronx Bombers, are bringing 28 back this year. Like I said, they should have done it in 2017 if the asterisks didn't ruin that for them. Asterisks
grow
because that, you know, fake trophy. But they would have ruined it. They stole Aaron Judge's MVP that year. Yankees are getting 28 this year. Let's go Yanks.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Okay, it is my turn.
It is your turn.
I'm saying the Atlanta Braves, we're getting a little repeat. I think they got better, to be honest with you. I like the addition of Matt Olson. Not saying that Freddie Freeman's a bat that they're going to miss, but hey, Ronald Acuna's coming back. And I think we're forgetting that they won a World Series without one of the best pure hitters in baseball. And as far as that pitching staff goes, I really like the recent moves that they've done to hamper up that bullpen. I mean, I'm a big fan of this Braves team. I think they're almost a little bit better than what we've seen in the past from them.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to pick the Dodgers. I know that's very original.
wow.
You know, they made it to the postseason 9 years in a row, guys. We got to highlight that.
Yeah.
Made it to the World Series 3 times in the last 5 years. You guys have Mookie Betts, Max Muncy. Their pitching rotation is solid. You know, Corey Seager left in the offseason, but the Dodgers are good at replacing those guys that you think are irreplaceable.
Yeah, I'm sure you could tell I wrote some of the lower thirds, but let's make sure to stick around because we got some NFL, and I guess we're going to kick it with Kyle as well. Make sure everybody sticks around. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
Athletics. Aaron, there are 6 big points. This is the one you've been waiting for. This group has never beaten Cortland.
Getting started with some men's soccer as the Lakers had 2 conference matchups.
For half of the Lakers' goals this entire season.
Offense is key. You talked all about scoring goals.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union Building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Welcome back to the fastest 30 minutes in all of sports talk, and let's get straight back into the move, the move to the NFL. Wow, I feel like Kyle right now stuttering over my words. But on Wednesday, the Kansas City Chiefs traded their star wide receiver Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins. Hill had requested a trade from the Chiefs within the hour, and he was packing a bag to Miami. In exchange for Hill, the Chiefs will receive 5 draft picks, including 2 from this week's draft. He then signed a massive extension to ensure his place in Miami. Alex, I'll start with you. How does this move shape not just the AFC East, but same thing with the Chiefs as well? How does this shape football?
Exactly. I mean, this is a top wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. They have been, he has been the great wide receiver for this Chiefs squad. They have just, he has been just the guy for Kansas City and just doing all he can for this team.
Yeah. I really like the move. I think it's kind of be more like a reunite. So it's the way that Alabama was this year. That's how Miami's offense is going to be run. It's going to be like the Jameson Williams with the Tyreek Hill who just runs downfield, fly routes, hit him down deep. Hopefully he can run it in. And then they have Jalen Waddle who's going to run the John Mechie hitch routes where they're just quick, get the ball out. But the thing is, Tua Tagovailoa did it great with these players at Alabama, but that's also with a lot more unexperienced competition. I don't think he can make those passes that he needs to make at the NFL level.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about Tua Tagovailoa. How is his arm going to hold up? But now that offseason has seemed to cool down, I want to ask you guys the big old question. Which team has won the offseason? I'm going to start with Kyle.
Well, I'm not going to stutter this time. I think it was the Oakland Raiders because the Oakland Raiders brought in Devontae Adams, which is a huge move. They reunite him with Derek Carr, who were college teammates at Fresno. And then you also brought in Chandler Jones. Huge move in the middle linebacker area. And plus now they have Josh McDaniels, Patriots head offensive coordinator for the last couple of years. Has a few rings with Brady, so he'll know how to develop Derek Carr very well.
Alex, who won the offseason in your
speaking
eyes?
of Brady, I'm going to pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They won a Super Bowl in the last, in 2020. Tom Brady comes back. That's the top guy here.
Yeah.
Ryan Jensen returns with him. Chris Godwin's already there. They have a bunch of guys. This is the championship team that they can go and win another championship.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly felt like, much like with the Acuna thing that I mentioned in the World Series, getting Brady back, it's almost like just acquiring one of the best players in the world, even though he's been on the team the whole entire time. But now, guys, let's flip the switch. Who's that loser of the offseason, Alex? Who do you got?
I would say Aaron Rodgers, and going on your point, Kyle, he lost Devontae Adams. He doesn't have a lot of weapons anymore. He has Alan Lazard. He has
Lazard's who's old too.
Yeah. He has Valdez-Scantling. I think Valdez-Scantling left. Yeah. Okay. So he has minimal weapons right now, and he's not going to be able to have that number one wide receiver in Green Bay.
Yeah, I would agree with you because you bring up very fair points. Rodgers did lose all his weapons. His main receiver is now his running back, Aaron Jones. But I'm going to have to go with Detroit because Detroit has not picked up anybody of any name whatsoever. They are not going to get all they need out of the draft. Detroit's still going to be Detroit. They're still going to be horrible next season, probably be at the end. So, I mean, I don't know if you can call it a loss if they never really entered, but I'm still going to go with Detroit because they're not getting any better this offseason.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that draft does shape up and if that does influence Detroit at all. And maybe we'll be having a different conversation in a week. But also, in the world of sports, the NCAA men's basketball tournament is down to its final four, and it's four very big, heavy basketball schools: Kansas, Villanova, Duke, and UNC. And guys, I know my bracket's busted. I don't know about you guys, but it's never too late to make a prediction. So why don't we take a look at these four teams and then decide out of the four what team's going to win the tournament?
Yeah, I'm going to pick Duke here. I just think that Duke just has an historic team here, with Coach K.
Yeah.
I just think they have been just outstanding this whole tournament. And, they're not as, notified as the favorite.
Yeah.
But I feel like they are a really strong team, and they have the history to back it up.
I think Kansas Jayhawks end up going all the way with it. They were my pick. They were in my original bracket to go to the finals. I had them losing to Purdue, which obviously isn't going to happen now. But so I'm going to put Kansas at winning it all. I'm really excited to see the North Carolina rivalry, but I really couldn't care less if one of those teams over there.
Yeah, well, I was talking to an absolute scumbag in Aaron Valentino, and he mentioned that you can never bet against Jay Wright. But now, Kyle, you had a little athlete to pick for us like we did last week. Who's that athlete? Why don't you give us some hints?
All right, so he was just traded from the West Coast to the East Coast. He's the number 3 guy on his team, and you go fishing for him in a lake in a way.
I guess.
So
I have no idea.
So I guess after break, we'll just have to figure out who that athlete is. Stay tuned. WTOP 10.
This job looks perfect. It says you need a high school diploma. You got one of those, right?
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
I got that.
Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Major Discussions is the new show that explores the stories of students right here on campus. I personally came here to SUNY Oswego for the broadcasting program because I love to hear people's stories and to do work just like this.
Welcome back to Sports Talk, and I guess before the break you gave us a few hints that honestly didn't really help because I don't know what sport this guy plays, but what were the hints again? You read something over about a fish?
Yeah, so he's just traded from the West Coast to the East Coast. He's the number 3 guy on his team, and you go fishing for him in a lake, in a way.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I could not take a guess.
Mike Trout.
That's a good guess, actually.
Yeah.
That's a really good
Who else
guess.
has a fish name? Jim Salmon.
Why would Mike Trout be traded though?
I was going for the fish theme, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
You should know how this show runs. You're always back there. But
Yeah,
yeah. Who is it, Kyle?
It is Chris Bassett.
Oh, there it is on the screen. Cool.
Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Almost like we didn't know that to begin with. But
Yeah,
now it's time for everyone's favorite segment. It's time for Kicking It with Kyle. And we got some music as well.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
They give me Halloween music. I call it clown music. But
Yeah. Because we're clowns, remember? Lake Connections called us clowns.
yeah, they did
Go
call
ahead,
us
Kyle.
clowns. But welcome back to the highlight of everybody's Tuesday, Kicking It with Kyle. To kick things off, tonight we take a trip down to the City of Champions, where the Pittsburgh Penguins burnt the barn down, running up an 11-2 win over the Detroit Red Wings. So the whole Pens team decided to join in on this game with 16 players on the roster notching at least 1 point this game. 10 of the players having 2 or more points in this game. My words cannot justify the slaughter, so just let me show you. Cue the VO.
Yeah.
Right here, you can just see the Penguins this entire game. They were on a roll. Great play there by Kasperi Kapanen. Just look at that. Bringing it back door, right behind the goalie's leg, tucking it in, and that is one of the 11 they would notch. Right here, the first of many for Evgeny Malkin this night. Evgeny Malkin puts up a hat trick. Huge slap shot from the point. Nice deflection right over the goalies. And you know what? I'll let you guys analyze the next clip.
Okay.
Analyze the next clip for
You're
me,
putting
guys.
us on the spot here. This one looked like Kyle Spizak playing floor hockey on Sunday night right here, I'm assuming. Getting past all the defenders and finding the back of the net. Honestly, couldn't tell you who that is. I'm guessing
Evgeny Malkin.
Is it Evgeny Malkin?
It is
Okay, I've heard of
Evgeny
Evgeny Malkin. I used to play as him in the show back in the day. But Kyle, this is your segment. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. Yep. So, ending the night, Evgeny Malkin has a hat trick and an assist. Sidney Crosby has 1 goal, 2 assists, and Chris Letang with 3 assists on the night. Moving on down to the Capital Region, where the Carolina Hurricanes and the Washington Capitals faced off. And this pains me to say, because I know how much joy it gives my good old friend Josh Black, who is home, not even home, he's currently sitting in Spain with a big smile on his face. But this game did make me smile as well too, though, because the efforts of Sebastian Aho, Brady Shea, and Teuvo Teravainen, the Storm Surge drowns the Caps 6-1. Yes, I'm looking at you in the back, Carter. How does it feel? Capitals lost. I know Ovechkin won it for you when we were in Buffalo Friday, but they lost.
Wow.
And Carolina, one of the most young and talented teams in the NHL in recent years because of play like this. But we're going to run it right over to our last game of the night. And this game really comes with a special place in my heart because this one is for my father, Mr. Joshua Rogers Spizak, Dad, if you're listening at home. The Blackhawks franchise is a joke, and the Blackhawks blew another game last night. They were edged out in a 6-5 loss last night to the Buffalo Sabres. Ouch. The Blackhawks came in strong with a 3-0 lead in the first, but it was narrowed down to 4-3 by the end of the second. In the final moments of the game, in one of the weirdest endings I've ever seen, Tage Thompson rips a one-timer, breaks his stick, but luckily the board ricochets off the puck ricochets off the end boards and right off the skate of the goalie, Lehkonen, and in the net. Great game right there. As you see, Alex Tuck, 1 goal, 1 assist. Olofsson, 2 goals, 2 assists. But we're going to move on to the end, classic Kyle ending. We go to college football news. As many of you know, Oklahoma and Texas will be joining the SEC by 2025. And, you know, if you want to hear about that, just listen to my radio show Thursday at 5. It's a college football show only. So instead, Jacob, Alex, we'll make this quick before we got to get out of here. Boston Celtics versus the Heat, or the Sixers, or Golden State and the Suns.
Yeah.
What's the bigger game?
I didn't realize Garrett would be out. It didn't mean we were just going to be the Kyle show, but I don't know. I'm going with the Sixers because I like them, and I'm going with Golden State. Alex, who you got?
Yeah, I'll go Sixers, and I'll go the Suns because the Suns have just been dominant this whole season.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to go with the Celtics. I like that game. I like Jason Tatum. I like Tyler Hero. But that's all the time we have for today, even if today's segment was way longer than normally.
Way.
Yeah.
But don't go anywhere, because if you do,
Back camera.
I will Will Smith you after break. So don't miss
Oh.
anything.
Oh, wow.
Here on
You went there.
WTOP 10.
We've been marinating chicken in all sorts of liquids for 24 hours. These are vitamins and minerals and things that you need, nutrients. The chicken speedy is a staple of our culture.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Good evening and welcome to WTOP 10 Nightly News.
For the governor race with a strong lead, former Governor Andrew Cuomo is...
Barlow announced the completion of a large building mural in downtown Oswego.
The renovations on the Hewitt Union Building, turning it into the new Hewitt Hall.
And as we move into tomorrow, that rain is going to be in our area.
Moving to the Diamond now, as Sweet Caroline got a lot sweeter last night.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk. Of course, it's the fastest moving 30 minutes in all sports talk. And in case you missed it, which I'm sure you didn't because everybody and their mothers have been talking about it, the Oscars had a little bit of a situation. Of course, instead of recreating the slap on live TV like my original plan, like I originally wanted to do with Alex, instead, we figured out we'd make some, we capture the moments, make some memes instead. So this is how this is going to work. Because each of us came in today with a meme that we had created. They all are probably not very good because we're all dorks. And either way, we're going to show a meme, and the crew, whether they be in the studio with us or behind the scenes as well, behind the glass, they're going to vote on whether or not it was valid or not valid. And we totally didn't steal this from some other shows on Monday night right here on WTOP. So we'll start off with Brooks. Let's show Brooks' meme to start, and let's react to this. Brooks, do you care to explain what's going on in this meme?
All right, I know Garrett Chan is not here, and I know I'm doing a half-decent job at his position, but with here, it's the IFB Spikes and Garrett Chan. I just think that, Garrett Chan, he always reacts. He reacts funny when he gets an IFB spike. And I just think that was a funny shot at Garrett, even though he's not here.
Okay, well, this might have just went not to plan. So Kyle, I'm gonna have you take it because my earpiece isn't exactly working. So Carter, talk to Kyle instead.
Right.
What do we got going on from behind
Carter
the scenes? Is it valid or
says not valid, but that's unfortunate. I'm sorry, Alex.
We're going not valid as a whole. What about everybody in here?
Not valid.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Spizak,
On to me.
We got a little sneak peek of Spizak's meme. Let's take a look at it now. All right.
Yeah. Oh, this isn't mine.
Oh, this is mine.
This
What
is
going
Jacob's.
on? Okay, this was not the best idea, but we're going to go with it anyways. This is my meme. Of course, Garrett's feeling a little bit sick today. We were thinking we had a regular episode of Sports Talk, and then Garrett comes up and says, "Don't you talk about my wife," and slaps me across the face because Garrett, of course, he's sick and he can't catch anything but a cold, apparently. So, is it valid or is it not? We got 3 valids from the back.
All right.
Everybody in here is feeling it. It's valid.
Valids.
I think we're walking away with a dub here.
Yeah. But Can we still get mine up there, or is mine?
Yeah, what's happening?
Is mine just
We
gone
can
now?
explain it. There it is.
Okay, there it is. So I like to explain this for all of my fellow athletes. You know the pain that when you're just sleeping at 2 in the morning, and then well, I was an athlete in high school, Carter. Sorry, Carter was roasting me.
I can hear him now as well, so that's cool.
When you were trying to go to sleep, and then all of a sudden the excruciating pain of your calf feeling like a rock and you can't move, worst pain ever.
I always feel it in my hamstring, but Aaron's saying it's valid. He understands.
Oh, he's saying it's valid.
Everybody's
All right.
saying it's
We got
valid.
3.
What was it?
Valid from the.
So was that a clean sweep?
Did I get a clean sweep on that?
Wow.
Kyle, what? Did I not get a clean sweep either?
No,
Who didn't like
you
mine?
got 3 in the back.
You guys got
Only
all
3 in
love.
the back? Hold on, who didn't like mine in the back? I hear Megan.
I hear
Megan
a lot
is
of, I
talking
hear a lot
back
of
there.
screaming in the back.
Wow. Get out of here.
Whoa.
This show has completely gone off the
I
rails.
did say I liked it.
Peeking the mic.
This has gone
Get
off
out
the
of here.
rails.
This is
Damn.
no.
Okay, they also
Plug.
stole this from the Senate.
Oh, she's
Now
back
get
in
out
the
of
show.
here.
Jesus.
What is this?
Plug our shows. Just plug our shows. We got to get out of here.
We got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a sports talk podcast. We've got some I got some stuff coming out as well. It's actually really kind of cool to me. We got a little podcast that I do on my own. It's called Getting to Know You. We have a lot of special guests, including that maniac that just ran in. I think it's going to be fun. Hopefully I'll get to have the two of you on at some point. But we filmed the first episode with the Immune Garrett. Kanaya can come on if she wants as well. She's back there. Garrett is, it was an excellent sit down with Garrett. You really get to learn a lot about him. So I would recommend giving it an old listen when it comes out. We also have a Sports Talk Uncensored that, keep in mind, we filmed before the bracket started because we did a live bracket. And somebody hasn't posted it yet. So
Listen,
we're still
I'm
looking to
busy.
get that one out. But we'll have that one out for you. We'll have a whole lot more content. Alex Brooks, what's going on in your life? Do you have anything you want to plug?
I mean, not really, but I would just like to say thank you guys for having me on. You know,
listen.
I'm usually in the back and I'm telling everyone else to do, and I'm just here. Thank you guys for.
Of course,
letting me
man.
on.
You are our fourth Beatle, I would say. Even though there are 4 Beatles, Alex is our main man that you don't get to see on camera all the time. But before we get things out, there was obviously some big old debates talking about on the other show. You know what we're talking about. Laker Clown Actions. We're issuing a challenge. This is a big time challenge. We're gonna meet you on the court. Ball's in your court now. You pick the time. You pick the place. We're bringing our best 5. You bring your best 5. Meet us on those courts. We're going to have a lot of fun because we're going to be beating you left, right, and center all over the place. We're going to be running you guys all up and down the court.
They're going to get Will Smith.
Exactly.
They
We're
are
gonna
going to get Will Smith.
them. But guys, that's all we've got for this week. Obviously, thank you, Alex, for showing up again. Garrett, feel better. We will obviously see you in 1 week's time. I got a lot better stuff coming for you, so don't worry. We will all see you very soon, and specifically next week.